Am I live? Am I live? I don't know. This is a test. Hello. If you are here, then welcome. But this isn't a proper stream. This is me testing the streaming software because I've just gotten it for the first time. I'm using Streamlabs OBS. This is kind of my first attempt at this. I've done streaming directly once or twice from YouTube natively, but I have never yet done it through a third-party app. Oh look, it didn't upload my thumbnail. Why did it not upload my thumbnail? See, look at that bad picture. It's not good, is it really? Let's I'm looking at it on my phone, bit of Inception there. Right. Apparently I've got 3 people watching me according to my phone. This is just a test. I don't really have any plans for this. Whoop whoop, says Custard Time Lord. Hello, Custard Time Lord. Oh, okay. I'm seeing what the delay is now. Interesting. This is all just for me to work out how to use the software. But hey, how you doing? What do you think of my little background thing? It's like my end screen, but with live at the bottom. Yeah, so I can switch between different things apparently. So I've set up, hello, Lewis. How are you today? I am good. Thank you. I'm just testing out this live streaming software really. Hello, Simon Veal. Nice to see you. I can switch between things like I've got the Doctor Who logo there. Look at that. That's the only thing I've set up. I've set up me and the Doctor Who logo. That is it. It's Philception, says the stylish one. Yes, it is. So I'm thinking of doing sort of semi-regular live streams to sort of chat about various pop culture things, maybe like a set theme each live stream. Probably not weekly, probably only like once a month or so, because I don't have time to do it weekly at the moment. So hopefully, let me know in the comments, those of you that are here, if that's something that you might be interested in. This is literally just a random chat to test the software. Hello, Alex Graham. He says hello, Alex. He says hello. I can't speak now. He says hello, lad. How is everyone? As these are going to be pop culture chats when I actually do the proper live streams, what kind of things would you like? What kind of themes would you like to talk about? I thought one could be about pop culture of our childhoods, my childhood, people that are younger than me's childhood, people that are older than me's childhood, all the cartoons and stuff we used to watch as kids, reminiscing about that. Obviously, there will be some Doctor Who content in there somewhere, probably some Star Trek content as well. But what other is really like suggestions for questions that we could like just chat about in future live streams as a sort of subject of discussion? Let me know. I want to know why it didn't upload my thumbnail. That's what I want to know. And if anybody knows, hello there, talk about Doctor Who, says Gary Hedger. I haven't got anything prepared right now because this is just a test. But what do you want to talk about, Doctor Who? It's not on at the moment. I've got a Time Lord Victorious canon update hopefully coming out this weekend to cover the audio that just came out, Echoes of Extinction, and also the print and play game that came out that's the prequel to the Escape Room. If that makes sense. It covers both of those. That's what the canon update will be. Alex Graham, good idea. Break up your interests into bands, Doctor Who, Star Trek, Battlestar. Yep. Have maybe a live stream on each at some point, yeah? Maybe. Or a section of the live stream on each. Fairies! Hi, Fairies. How are you doing? I'm good. Just testing Streamlabs OBS because I've never used it before. The canon update does return, the stylish one. It does indeed, and it's not the last one either, because I've got tickets to the immersive theatre event, which originally I should have gone to already, but obviously COVID kept on getting delayed. So I was originally meant to go to it in March, then it got postponed to April, and now it's been postponed to July. So there will be, what, even after this weekend's canon update, there should be one more after that, and then I think we're done with Time Lord Victorious after that. Lewis Frisbee says maybe merchandise such as the collection box sets, character options figures, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I collect the box sets. I'm not a massive figure. I've got a couple, but I'm not a massive figure collector. I've got a couple mainly to decorate my bookshelves, sort of in my set that I record my videos in front of. The next box set rumours are saying that the first season might be released after season 24. Oh, what? As in season 1? That's interesting. I assumed that if they were in a position to release season 1 anytime soon, they would save it for the 60th anniversary year. Just seems to make sense. If you're gonna, if you've got it there and ready to go, then I personally would keep it back for the 60th year as part of the celebrations. But who knows? Maybe they will release it earlier. Alex Graham, like you say, generational. I'm a bit older than you. I perceive Family differently than you will, and the generation older than me will perceive it differently again. Alex Graham, how old are you? Are you older than me? You don't. I mean, your picture on my screen is very small, so it's very hard to tell. How old do you think I am? That's the question. I might not tell you. But how old are you, and how old do you think I am? Will we ever see the Fabled book collection video? That's a good question. It's just I haven't done any editing on it in months. It's all I recorded it over a year ago now. It's ridiculous, and I still haven't. I've bought more books since then. It's already out of date, but I will get it done. I will try and get it. I thought I had a week off last week to cover the kids' half term, and I thought I might get it done then. I didn't. So never mind. What's your favourite Doctor Who collection box set design? Oh, the design. That's a tough one. I don't know if I would remember the design. I mean, I look at the designs and go, wow, that's an amazing design, but I don't think I've ever really thought about it in a kind of like, this is my favourite one so far or anything. They all just kind of come out and I go, that's amazing. Lee Blinding's done another fantastic job. Alex Graham is 43. Okay, yes, Alex Graham, you are a little bit older than me. I am younger than you, yes. That is true. So that gives people guessing a bit of a... Odd Bandicoot 96 guesses that I'm 27. I assume that's what you're referring to. No, I am older than 27. Thank you very much for the compliment, though. Do a Doctor Who DVD collection video. Yes, it's taken me a year to edit my book collection video, but then again, I do have hundreds of Doctor Who books. So I will get around to doing the DVD one, because then I will have sort of done the trilogy of collection videos. Because I did a Big Finish one a year, 2 years ago, which of course I need to do a redo of anyway, because I've got so much more since then. But I've recorded the book one, so the next one, once I've eventually got the book one out, I will record a DVD one, which will be a lot easier than the book one, because I don't have anywhere near as many Doctor Who DVDs as I have Doctor Who books. Alex Graham, gee, thanks. Sorry, did I say that? Did I say, oh yeah, you're definitely older than me, a bit too enthusiastically there? Ood Bandicoot 96. 30. I am in my 30s. That is what I was saying. I don't know how precise I want to get with this. I like people thinking I do have a baby face. This is why I grew the beard, because if I don't have a beard, I just look like I'm 12. So Jamie Reed has got it. 35. There we go. That is my current age. 35. When I remember it. Sometimes I get my own age wrong. Here's an anecdote for you. On my wedding day, when you're about to get married, those of you that are married might know this. They will know this. They sit you down individually, the registrar or whoever it is, and ask you a series of questions. It's a legal thing. But one of the questions they asked me, and because I was kind of prepared and expecting them to ask me, what's your date of birth? But they didn't ask that. They asked, what's your age? And I kind of panicked and went, oh God, the year is whatever year it was. And so I just did the calculation in my head. Okay, I was born this year. It's this year. I must be this age old. But not, of course, taking into account the fact that I hadn't had my birthday that year. So I was actually a year out. So I gave them the wrong age. So my wedding certificate has the wrong age on it for when I was married. But apparently it doesn't matter. It doesn't invalidate the wedding or anything, or the marriage. What did I think of Time Lord Victorious overall? Mark Donovan asks. I thought it was overall enjoyable. I was lucky enough to be able to get all of it, mostly. I haven't been to the escape room, but that's mostly just down to the pandemic. But other than that, that's the only thing I won't have experienced personally by the end of it. So I don't know how I would feel if I'd only been able to see bits of it. I don't know, but I enjoyed most of it. There were some stronger parts. I think the strongest parts of it were Big Finish. I really enjoyed those. The weakest part, I would say, was the Titan comic, I think. I just didn't think there was that much to that. It seemed a bit pointless. But the Big Finish stuff was really good. The books were really good. And then a lot of the other stuff was okay and enjoyable. And I kind of like those things and how it all ties in together. Sort of transmedia storytelling is a term for it. Years ago, I did my university dissertation on transmedia storytelling, so it is absolutely something I love. So it was when they announced it, I was like, yes, this is great. Blue News Group, is this a test? This is a test, but it's just turned into a kind of chat, a 12-minute chat so far. So I'll stick along for a little bit. Why not? But it's mostly me just trying to work out how to work Streamlabs OBS so that I can do proper streams at some point. It's an interesting idea to explore how different generations perceive and explore different franchises. It is, yeah, that is very interesting. I got into Doctor Who from my dad not being like a huge fan of Doctor Who, but it was something he watched as a kid, and therefore he put it on one day when I was little I think it was on BBC Two repeats or something like that, and then I watched it and kind of got into it. Though I was, even as a kid, I wasn't massively into it. I was into it enough to watch it when I saw it was on, but not seek it out, if that makes sense. And I bought a couple of VHSs and I bought a couple of toys that were Doctor Who related, but it was never my main fandom until probably the new series started. It was always just something I liked. Lewis says, the only thing I got and was interested in were the books. I'm halfway through the first one. Yes, I think you can just buy the books and you would get a full story from the books. I think that's fine. You might wonder how certain people got certain places, but I don't think it massively affects it. I think they aimed to make it so that you could buy each individual bit and have them as their own separate stories, and I think that has worked better for some than others. But bring back Doctor Who Rebrief, says the stylish one. Yes, I could. I actually, in what is turning out to be a theme of me having stuff on my hard drive that I haven't finished editing, I have an episode of Doctor Who Rebrief, which, for those that don't know, is the series that started this channel, really, where me and two friends were watching Doctor Who from the beginning, from the first William Hartnell episode, and doing, sort of on the couch, immediately afterwards review it. We would sit there, watch it, and then immediately review it afterwards, as a kind of like panel. And my original co-host of that dropped out after Dalek Invasion of Earth, and then I started a revolving kind of guest host thing, and I haven't, and then that kind of just fell off. And I've had an episode of that to review, The Chase, sat on my hard drive for, it must be approaching 2 years that I just haven't got around to editing, but I will absolutely edit that, and then I hope to at some point when the pandemic has, and we can meet up with people and stuff again, start, meeting up with other people and seeing if anybody is interested in sitting on a couch with me and watching a Doctor Who serial to record new Doctor Who rebriefs. We'll see. Alex Graham, I grew up seeing TOS and TNG more or less continuously, but loved Voyager and DS9. Yeah, I used to catch all of the TOS and TNG repeats on BBC Two back in my childhood. There's what was it? Was it the 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. slot on BBC Two? Was always a sci-fi slot. So I used to watch it there, and then the first Star Trek that I remember watching, like from broadcast from the very first episode every week, was Star Trek Voyager. I remember there was a big Star Trek night on BBC Two, and that when they did a whole load of programming around, like literally the whole night on BBC Two was dedicated to Star Trek, and then they premiered the first episode, and then I watched it. What did you study at uni? Says Henry M. Sorry, Henry. What did I study? Media production. That was it. Media production, specializing in radio production. It was a course where you start the first year doing pretty much everything: TV studio production, photography, animation, pretty much everything. And then second year you specialize it down into 2 of those, and then the third year just 1. So second year I did single camera filming and radio, and then third year just radio. Sam Brad, this is turning into a Q&A, isn't it? Sam Bradbury, not Who related, but which do you prefer, Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Wanda? Oh, that is a tough one. I think I prefer WandaVision. I really like the unique, it was just really different, and I loved the sitcom element of it. It was quirky and original and just off the wall, and I loved it. Whereas Falcon and the Winter Soldier is good. It is much more like an MCU movie. It hasn't quite got its own, it can spend a lot more time with the characters and developing it on a sort of character level rather than focusing just on the action, which I like. But other than that, it's basically an MCU movie over 6 hours. So yeah, I think I prefer WandaVision for that reason. It's just a bit more unique. Would you like any toast? No, I don't want any toast. I don't want any bagels. I don't want any croissants. I can't remember the full quote. That's a Red Dwarf reference for anybody that's wondering. Adam, the ultimate Whovian. Hello there. Hello there, Adam. This is an unplanned live stream that I'm just doing to test Streamlabs, because I've got it for the first time and needed to know how it works. You can't, Alex can't get Discovery. I assume you mean, you don't like it. It's not your cup of tea, rather than you physically can't receive it anywhere. That's fair enough. It's not for everyone. I started off not massively liking Discovery. I think every season it's gotten better. The first season, especially the first half of the first season, basically all of the Klingon War stuff, I really didn't like. And then the Mirror Universe stuff I liked. And then I really started to like it a bit when we got Pike and the Enterprise connections and Spock and stuff. Pike was is still, I think, my favorite character that's been in Discovery. So it gotten better, but series 2 is still very flawed, especially in the conclusion of the story arc. But I enjoyed a lot of the getting there, even though it was quite flawed. And then season 3 I've really liked. So looking forward to season 4 now. So yeah, I started off not massively liking it, and I made a video about it I didn't do weekly reviews of it for the first series, but I did make a video like, what are they doing? They're destroying the continuity. I wasn't like over the top about it, but like, it just doesn't make any sense. But also, I just don't think that storyline was particularly strong with the Klingon War. But I definitely like it where it's sort of moved to since. Ryan Tablet, do you think we'll ever see the Eighth Doctor on screen again in the new adventure? Maybe in a sort of multi-Doctor story, possibly. I don't think he'll be getting any more of his own on-screen stuff, but like separate from, specials where there's multi-Doctors. But, could be a multi-Doctor. I'd like to see him in the 60th. That would be good. Chris Bailey, say you're a waffle man. This is... I do now a podcast with another YouTuber called Adam Martin, who you've probably heard of if you're here from a Doctor Who side of things, reviewing Red Dwarf. And in that, there is Talkie Toaster, who insists on offering people toast and other beverages constantly to a very annoying level, but he's hilarious. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode that I get to with him in. Hello, how do you pronounce that? Is it Shreep? Or is that meant to be like a Shep? I don't know. Shep 83, Sheep 83, Shreep 83. Am I heading to Time Fracture later this year? Says Alan the Ultimate Whovian. Yes, I am. I'm going in July, is the plan. As long as it doesn't get postponed again, because it's already been postponed twice now. Lewis Frisbee's not a big fan of Star Trek Voyager. Yeah, it's okay. I'm alright. I quite like it. I don't think it lived up to its potential. It had, this premise of being, crew being thrown to the other side of the universe, away from home, 70 years to get back. And then every week, there was never any real, feeling that they were, other than, the occasional episode, Year of Hell and stuff, that they were really struggling. It was kind of more like, oh yeah, we're just having a leisurely trip back and popping in on some planets and having some adventures on the way. Something a bit more with the tone of Battlestar Galactica or Stargate Universe would have been good for it. But maybe it wasn't, network TV might not have been ready for it then, I guess. But that's kind of what the premise promised and didn't really deliver. But I did enjoy the show anyway. It just didn't quite live up to its promise. Yeah. Lewis prefers WandaVision. I like how it's mysterious. It's very different to really any TV show. It is very different, and that's why I like it. Shep83 says, love everyone is dead, Dave. Thank you. That's the podcast. That's the Red Dwarf podcast. Thank you. Very proud of that. Lewis Frisbee has never seen Red Dwarf. What is it about? I'm thinking of making the leap into watching it. Do, it's great. It's a British sci-fi comedy, British sci-fi sitcom. It's about, it's about Dave Lister, who works on a mining spaceship called Red Dwarf, and he gets locked in suspended animation as a sentence for breaking some rules. And he wakes up, when he's woken up, he finds out it's actually 3 million years later and all the crew are dead due to a radiation leak. And all he's got for company is a hologram of his old annoying bunkmate, Rimmer, and a creature that has evolved from his cat, because he got locked up because he brought a cat on board, unauthorized cat on board, and hid it below decks. And that cat bred and was pregnant and has spawned a whole species of now human-like cat creatures. It's very funny. It is very funny. It was started in the 80s, in 1987, I think it was, but it's still going today because there was an episode last year that they made in 2020. They go very long gaps between seasons sometimes. Sometimes there's been 10 years between episodes, but then they'll randomly make a new series. So they're still making it today, same cast, and it's still just as funny as it was at the beginning. Do you want to? Chris Bailey asked, "Do you honestly think Chibs will do anything for the 60th?" Yeah, it's the 60th. He's going to do something. I don't know what it is, but he'll do something. It might be a multi-Doctor special. It might not, but there'll be some kind of special episode, and it'll be whatever he views as worthy of celebrating the 60th. I don't know what that'll be. I hope it's a multi-Doctor special because I love a multi-Doctor special. Yes, Shep confirms that it is well worth a watch, Red Dwarf. Hi, Tom. I like all your videos. Thanks. That's very nice of you. I'm definitely going to get that a go. Cool. And when you do, after you do, Lewis, you can then watch or listen to the podcast as me and Adam review it. Well, I've been randomly chatting on this test that I thought was going to last 5 minutes for 25 minutes. Do you like Doctor Who fan films? I've not watched many, to be honest. I've listened to more fan audios than I have seen fan films. So maybe I don't really know. The fan film that I have, so I've seen the DW 2012 stuff. That's really good. But that's I think that might even be the only live action fan film I've watched. I've watched a few figure stop motion type ones as well, like Miles Taylor's stuff. But I haven't watched many live action ones. Cool. Well, this has been a fun chat. I might sign off in a minute because this was only going to be 5 minutes just for me to test the setup and check everything was working. And it does, so that's good. Might have a little play around. Like I said, I might start doing maybe like once a month live streams on a particular topic. So you can come with your thoughts on that topic or whatever. And I would do every week, but I just don't have the time at the moment. Oh, the chat's kicked off again now since. Adam says, if the 60th is the 13th riding Bessie in a Mario Kart tournament, I'll be happy. Bessie's due a return. You can't hit Bessie with a green shell. Or a red shell. That would be disastrous. But yeah, they should do a Doctor Who. What other vehicles could we put in a Doctor Who kart game? There was another Who Pertwee era like underwater type Who vehicle, wasn't there? You could have a little TARDIS type shaped cart. I've run out of ideas already. This idea that was a road to nowhere. That idea. Hey Jesse Gender, how you doing? I'm doing a live stream. I don't do these usually. I'm thinking of starting them, so I'm testing my Streamlabs OBS setup. Welcome. What time is it where you are? Oh, I suppose it's middle of the day, isn't it? Not too bad. Anybody who doesn't know who Jessie is, she is a fantastic Star Trek, mainly Star Trek, not completely Star Trek, but mainly Star Trek YouTuber. You should all go check out her channel. Tom Swadden says, who is your favourite Doctor? My favourite Doctor is... well, depends what you mean. Like, when people say, well, who's your Doctor? That's Paul McGann, the 8th Doctor, because I'm a kind of child of the wilderness years, and although, well, the TV movie was when I really started to take notice of Doctor Who a bit more, than it just being something that I've watched occasionally and got a Dalek figure of or something. So... and then there were the books that I read after the TV movie came out with him in, and then the Big Finish stuff started. So I kind of have an affinity with him. But also Peter Capaldi is really good too. So Peter Capaldi and him very up there with as my top two. No worries, Jesse. you do often shout at me in your live streams. So when I say hi, so I of course had to reply, return the generosity. I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Where am I? What? Me be Matt. What? Why are you tying onions to your belts? Have I missed something here? Is this another quote from something that I is this another Red Dwarf quote that I don't actually know? Fourth Doctor, Tom's favorite. Ironically, Tom's favorite Doctor is Tom. Yeah, he's very good. He's very good. I listen, and it's great that he's still doing Big Finish stuff. I listened to him in the Dalek Universe prequel that Big Finish have just done. That was really good. And he still sounds. It's amazing how, given his age, he still sounds on audio very, as he did, maybe not quite as he did in the 70s, but he doesn't sound as old as he is, and he could easily pass as being the Doctor still in the same Doctor, the same age in those audios. It's really good. Ship 83, Pertree's your Doctor, cool. Oh, it's a Simpsons reference. Okay. Haven't watched The Simpsons in years. I kind of the movie might have been the last Simpsons that I actually watched. That was what, over 10 years ago. I did have a few VHSs of The Simpsons back in the 90s, but back in its heyday. It's all on Disney Plus now, though. So if I had the time, I would go back and watch some of it. But where's the time? There's so much on these days, isn't there? I have my to-watch list is ridiculously long. I'm just trying to catch up on all the superhero. Just keeping up with the superhero shows is ridiculous. Got all the Disney Plus ones which are coming out. I watch the Arrowverse as well, and there's just more and more shows coming out with that. Superman and Lois started this year, and there's Batwoman and The Flash and Black Lightning, which I finally caught up with for the first time. So just keeping on top of everything is massive commitment. And then I want to watch Titans, and there's other stuff I want to watch. I want to watch The Boys, which is apparently really good. And then I have several friends that have been on me for ages to watch The Expanse, so I need to watch that at some point. There's just too much TV. I miss the 90s when had 4 channels, and I didn't know how, didn't have all this choice. Actually, no, that was true. I was just bored in the 90s going, I wish there was more TV, and now look. I didn't mean go this extreme. Matty Matt says there's a strange future after Tom sadly leaves us, where somehow Christopher Eccleston becomes as ubiquitous as Tom. I pre-ordered Christopher Eccleston's Big Finish audios, so looking forward to that. Do they come out this month or next month? I can't remember, but I'm just waiting for the notification that they have dropped in my Big Finish app. That'll be good to hear. Will you watch Simpsons movie too? Yeah, I probably would. Yeah. Why not? Maybe Matt is obsessed with the Expanse books but can't find time to watch the series. Okay, yeah, I'd heard that they were based on books and a game, but I'm not sure which came first. I think maybe the game came first, and then they made some books based on the game, and then they made a TV series based on the books, I think. Tom asked, do you like Line of Duty? Yes, but I am nowhere near up to date. I watched Line of Duty Series 2 and 3 when they were on. I hadn't seen Series 1, and I still haven't seen Series 1, and I haven't seen anything since. I think I missed Series 4, and then never got I didn't realise it was on, and then never got around to catching up. Maybe one day I will. Yeah, I like your idea, Lewis. Let's extend the days on the grounds that we need more time to watch amazing shows. There was a kids show around when I was a kid called Bernard's Watch, which he had a watch you could freeze time with. Just little stopwatch, just froze time. That's what we need. Need that, but for TVs to carry on working, so that we can sleep and then watch more TV and then just go to work when we feel like it. Yes, I am showing my generation. I miss four channels. But I was sort of, I mean, a nice in between of what we have now and the four channels would be good, because I like the on demand nature of the world we're in the sense that if you, back in the four channel era, if you missed a show and you hadn't set up your VCR to tape it, you just missed that episode and you'd never know when you were going to be able to watch it again. Whereas at least now I know that if I am watching a show, I will never miss an episode of it. But they just make too much. Looking forward to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's finale, says DW Boy 14. Yeah, me too. What do you think is going to happen? Any theories? I've been saying this in my reviews. I am positive that Sharon Carter is going to get revealed as the power broker. Oh, okay. The books were the first Expanse thing. Fair enough. I had a vague recollection of a friend talking about the game before I'd even heard of the books, but yeah, must have been the other way around. Everyone growing up in the 1990s loved Bernard's watch. Yes, they did. Power of a god, and he used it to do homework. Yeah, what's that about? I mean, yeah, I probably would do the homework eventually, but like, that's not the main thing anybody would be using it for. I have not seen Invincible. That's another superhero one, isn't it? I've seen people talking about it, but I have not seen it. Dancing Zemo fans. Yeah. Release the Zemo cuts of him dancing. There's apparently a lot of footage. Oh, there's leaks. Oh, oh dear. Well, I've only got to wait till another like 11 hours or so to watch it. So that's the good thing. It comes out like ridiculously early in the morning here, doesn't it? I don't know if she's still on the chat, but Jessie Gender like stays up till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to record her review because that's when it airs. Uh, that's when it drops on Disney Plus for her, which is it drops worldwide at exactly the same time. Just happens to be the middle of the night for Jesse, and for me, it happens to be 8 o'clock in the morning, which is a much more reasonable time. I can just get up, have a shower, and watch it, and then record a review. Although it's been difficult the last couple of weeks because my daughter has been on um, half term, and it's not particularly appropriate to watch in front of her. She's a bit too young to watch it still, I think. So I've had to kind of find time when she's not around to watch it. We did let her watch WandaVision though, and she quite enjoyed that. Oh, hello. I'm no longer alone in the house. My wife has returned. So she'll be wondering what I'm doing because I didn't tell her I was going to do this. Um, she's looking at me strangely through the glass. Hello. I'm live streaming. There we go. I should probably go. I've been doing this for 40 minutes. I was only going to do a quick test. I keep saying that, and then people keep on saying interesting things in the chat. I was thinking that maybe there'll be a reference to Black Widow or one of the scrolls will appear. The reference to Black Widow is apparently meant to be last week because the woman that turned up in the to talk to John Walker after he'd had his trial is apparently also in Black Widow, the Black Widow movie, and that was meant to come out before this. So I'm guessing we were meant to know who she was at that point, but now it was just a, like, who is she? And now we will presumably, when we go see Black Widow, go, oh, it's her from that one scene in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. links on Twitter. Yeah, I think I already said that, didn't I? Cool. I do like Torchwood. Yes, I do like Torchwood. It's very good. I even like Miracle Day. It's a controversial one. Not everybody likes Miracle Day, but I do. Not as good as Children of Earth, of course, but it is. I still like it. I've listened to a few of the Big Finish stuff as well. That's quite good. The audio dramas. Right. I am now going to sign off because this was meant to be a quick 5-minute test and I've been on here for 40 minutes. So thank you for joining me in the chat for this random little stream for me to test the software. I will be doing some live streams at some point. I'll plan them out a bit better and I'll have things prepared to talk about rather than just, randomly spitballing like I am. Matt B. Matt, thoughts on Shang-Chi trailer? Well, I did do a review, reaction to the trailer that I posted earlier today. So, go and have a look at that, I guess. I am going to go now.